Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Aquarius October 2023 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant, and I've done a number of clairvoyant readings for Aquarians from different countries over FaceTime and Skype in the course of the last month. And if you might be interested to see what is involved in that, have a look at the description. Now, separately, of course I charge for readings, I have to, but separately, I've also provided a number of healings for people over FaceTime and Skype as well. Now, my sole contract is that the spiritual gift of healing must be performed in a way where I get nothing in return. So, healings are for free, no strings attached, no obligation. You won't be sold or recommended or try to be talked into anything at all. Now, what we do know is that we have 5 cards here because all we need is 5, and it's so good to see the subscribers again. Thank you for inviting me into your home. I really do enjoy seeing you, truly I do. You're like my extended family. I love Aquarius. I think I told you, didn't I? I have my midheaven in Aquarius, so I have a great affinity with Aquarius and have always been attracted to Aquarian women for some reason, but there you go. Now, let me see. What do we have here now? 5 cards, that's all we need. There are no ads breaking their way into this, so you get to enjoy the experience uninterrupted. Let's take your 5, shall we, and then do the reading. That's this. 3 of Swords. 6 of Wands, which completely obliterates that 3 of Swords. There's the 9 of Cups, which does the same thing. I wonder what the purpose of that was. Here we go here. There's the Tower. I see what's going on. I think we shall have a look at this in just a second. And there is the Devil. Well, why don't you, as is our usual practice, come sit down here next to me. You and I will now have a close look at the artwork on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Great, let's have a look at these. Now, here is a 3 of Swords. I'm just wondering what that 3 of Swords is doing there, because you have a tremendous, well, huge emotional success and fulfillment, and there is some transformation going on. Let's have a look at it. I think this might be about news that you hear of somebody else, or it could be about things that are happening or have happened in the past, but it's being replaced with great, well, for yourself, basically personal victory, joy, and emotional fulfillment is what I get here. Now, what am I getting this energy for? It's because I'm getting Saturn in the 2nd decan of Libra. Saturn in Libra is Saturn is exalted in Libra. Now, Venus, of course, is the governess, the ruler of Libra. And when Saturn is exalted, Venus, that is the lesser benefic, the planet of emotional enjoyment, of relationship, of harmony, beauty, she is treating Saturn as an honored guest. Now, why is that the case? I think it's because Saturn is, for me, very much that planet that, now, of course, people can talk about it having limits, restrictions, about time, form, and formality, but Saturn is very much like a herder that keeps you along your soul path to make sure that you go through and experience those things that you need to experience as part of your soul contract here in this plane here. Now, so for a moment here, I think there's going to be some heaviness around you, and there could be a tension in a 3-sided relationship, or there could be things that have gone on in the past, which I'll talk about in just a second. Now, Saturn, you might think, is something of a strict teacher, but it does make all impurities visible, and it does block all comfortable avenues of escape. Now, the lesson to be learned here is no less than the mastery of care and worry, and I think it's care and worry about somebody else or what's happened in the past, so much so that a brooding, distrustful outlook that you might have needs to be recognized clearly as negative energy, which separates you as your origin, from your origins. Now, as I say, this can also relate to a tension-loaded three-sided relationship, and Saturn is attempting in some way to explode or to destroy it. Now, that type of a situation usually needs you to make clear decisions, and any attempt to avoid making them will cause you sorrow and worry. Now, there is no doubt that when this 3 is here, particularly as the first card that's come out, then you may have or probably remember the experience of heartbreak or grief. Painful memories that are being held in the mind and heart need to be looked at. They need to be accepted, they need to be processed, and they need to be let go so that you can heal, which means that you must accept that those things have happened. Not that it was right that they had happened, but they have happened. Those things are now in the cemetery, so I'm not going to keep going back to the cemetery to remember them. You see, this energy is encouraging you to empty the sadness in your heart. Now, the pain of losing something special, I'll just say this as a general comment. Well, it's an individual experience, isn't it? You know, that each of us has to process differently. Now, there are those stages of grieving, denial, anger, guilt, vulnerability, loneliness, or even depression. But the ultimate goal always is to take back your personal power and gain the strength to begin to live your life at a renewed level. And understanding and wisdom come, because as one door closes, another door opens. Now, the good thing about this is that it's cleaning your mind and your heart from the heaviness that comes with the pain of living in life, living in relationship with other people, having loving relationships with people or friendships with other people. And it brings truth and clarity to situations, to relationships, or even to issues that could have been in denial. And it changes the focus off old emotional wounds and defeating thoughts into the present. Don't go and visit the cemetery all the time. Now, even though cleansing isn't an easy process, the rewards are really good. You see, that cleansing gives you a sense of lightness and strength. And what this is doing is it's detoxifying your spirit so that a new perspective can emerge. Now, tears are a form of cleansing. Have no fear about tears. Tears, they water the gardens of your heart. And if you're going to cry, make sure that you cry all of your tears. Let nothing be left behind. And when you have cried your last tear, you begin the process of healing. But this energy does bring you the fortitude, that is the courage to process pain and suffering, moving it out of the heart and mind. And it's reminding you always that this too shall pass. And speaking of inner cleansing, you've got this card sitting underneath it here. This is the Major Arcana, number 16, which is, of course, the Tower. I did cheat there. I had to look at the title. So now let's have a look. We shall see this. Well, this is an interesting thing, isn't it? Here we see like the smooth facade of this tower here. Isn't it a nice looking tower? Very smooth. On top of it there is a bunch of archways. And through here you can see this rusty coloured river or stream. It's flowed through this cliff face, cutting a deep ravine which may topple that tower. And the tower itself, you can see, is on fire. Now, I like the fact that there's red here, and I like the fire that's there, because the energy that I am getting around this is that of Mars, the warrior planet, in full attack mode, coming in to destroy the tower. Well, what is the tower that is being destroyed? The tower is that character, all the facets of that character that you have built up from the time of your birth. You see, when you come here, you're a spirit.
You're everywhere. But when you come on to live a human life in matter, that aspect of your spirit comes into the body, because you are not inside your body. On the contrary, your body is inside you. You might say that's the body, but of course you are all outside of here. And what's coming in is that there's thoughts and psychological processes going on in here, which we call psychological ways of looking at yourself. You build up a character with thoughts, with ideas, as a result of experiences, conditioning, learnings, parents, your history. Like an actor builds up a character. And you might even write your own script, you see. Well, what Mars is doing is it's coming into this character. You, the greater person, are the actor, and saying, I'm taking down some aspects of this character because I think that the part that you are here to play is better than that which is being played at the moment, and the part that you are playing is not keeping you on your soul path. And so there is a far-reaching inner transformation here. There's also a great degree of healing around here. This is, for me, as an aside, the best healing energy in the tarot. And what's happening here is that the old is being destroyed to make room for the new. There's a spiritual renewal, a self-knowledge. There's a release, almost like a revelation. You come down, breaking down old forms or patterns, which is going to leave you in a state of calm after the storm. Now, the fire of Mars, well, the power of the consuming, purifying fire destroys the old and sweeps it away. Nothing is spared. The tower of the ego will be shaken to its very foundations, and anything that you attempt to cling to will be destroyed by this transforming power. And the apparent securities of the past have begun to waver and to topple, and all that remains is trust, the knowledge that all events in life arise from the endless love of the universe, of the divine, and bring you the possibility for learning and recognition. This understanding of the true nature of events transforms even apparent losses and sorrows into the valuable gifts that they really are. Times of sorrow and inattention, when recognized, can become the most fruitful growing phases of your life. And as I say, it is a great healing energy here. You see, just as a bad tooth needs to be removed before it causes damage, this is about getting rid of the destruction of stagnant situations and relations which hinder your growth, and begin a healing process for your entire organism. Now, having a tooth extracted, taken out, can be painful, but when the tooth is poisoning your system, there is no other choice. Now, the strokes of fate may seem equally tragic and unfathomable, but they come to us only because you need them and have created them for yourself, either consciously or unconsciously. Now, if you can accept and recognize these laws of the universe, you possess all you need for true liberation and total transformation to occur. I think this is also talking about maybe you may come across, or you may be taken aback by how you could have been so mistaken about a situation or a person which you now have to come to terms with. Now, emotions like anger, grief, sleeping problems may be affecting you, or your sense of security could be shaken. There could have been a relationship breakup. There could be changes in jobs going on. But the important message is that with the destruction of the old comes the new, and you can eventually look at life in a meaningful way which makes you wiser and better. Now, I think that you're in the midst of, or about to enter into, an extremely intensive transformatory process. And now whatever is destroyed or shaken within you serves to purify you and make room for something new, so allow it. Are you ready to view yourself and life with new eyes? Observe yourself in daily life. Situations may seem to repeat themselves, but you will not continue to repeat old, limited, restrictive behavior patterns. And say this to yourself: who I think I am is a belief to be undone. I have the ability to heal and restore myself at all times. I am not inside my body. My body is inside of me. Everything that happens in my life is for the best. Now, what's on that horizontal row? It's this. That would be the devil. That's the type of devil that we like to see, isn't it? Like the sort of devil that we used to see in mythology in the old days, the black one. Now, here he is, this devil, sitting on top of this golden orb, but he's got one hand stretched up to the heavens and another one down to earth. He's sort of bringing a line then between spirit coming from heaven to earth. Why? Because he is carnivorously attached to matter. He is the Lord of gates of matter. And he has a chain which extends from his right hand. It goes down to these people here. Oh, now here's a lady dressed in a way which has caught my attention anyway, in a red negligee, and she's holding a fan. Now, I think that these are symbolic of lust and greed, and here is a man who, well, he's just got his hands up with just a simple thing of emotions. But look at the chains. The chains are not locked. They're not attached to them. It's as if the people are holding the chain themselves, isn't it? Yeah, the Lord of Gates of Matter. Now, this is a time of great procreative energy, a new vitality. I think you'd be very humorous. There's a great degree of sensuality around you and sexuality, but I'm getting that from this as well. A creative energy. Certainly a lot of individuality around you or within you. You're striking off as the original. You really are the original, and you may be looking at things and undertaking them with a blind impulse. You'll be irresistibly magnetic during this period. People are going to find you very sexually attractive, but you'll have the endurance to get through any hard work that is needed to be done. Now, this card can, I think, where it's placed down here, it can represent a sort of a tunnel vision with you, where you've actually really do have a focus on something. Because the devil's vision is usually directed at some sort of a material goal. Now, this could relate to workplace, an ambition, or even just looking after your own best interests. But it does suggest that you can accomplish a lot if you are focused, because the devil isn't distracted by anything else. He's very focused on the task at hand. Now, astrologically, this is Capricorn for me, and Capricorn, of course, is the sign of business, career, worldly success, and social standing. And Capricorns are usually hard-working and high achievers, isn't there? You know, this card is often very much misunderstood, and you've really got to kind of free yourself from all popular, moral, and superstitious ideas to get the vibe of what's happening here. This is very much about enjoying yourself here on Earth. Now ask yourself, why did you come here to Earth? We already spoke of you being the spirit here. Well, why are you here? You are here to experience what is going on at work, and you are here to learn things as a result of experience and living that you can't learn or experience in an undivided spiritual life. Now, these hands here, one up, one down, they connect the Earth's center and the cosmos in a wonderful image of creative union. This deep anchoring in the earth allows the energy, the earth energy, to rise up in order to meet the cosmic energy coming from above. Now, you could feel restricted or imprisoned by a situation at the moment, a situation that appears to be out of your control, but you actually have more influence over the situation than you think. And the dark side of this is that it asks you to check for any addictions that could be preventing you from enjoying your life to 100% fullness. And I think that you do need to accept that you have an ambitious side, right? But see it for what it is, without becoming a slave to it. You will have a stronger desire to compete, to improve, and to win. And keep a balance, though, between the material side of life, the emotional side of life, and the spiritual side. You could be very sexually attracted to someone, or have the desire to start a relationship. Now, I've said that people are going to be very sexually attracted to you, so do with that what you will. I think what we also see here is that there could be people who demonize you, who make you out to be the devil. Well, just laugh in that situation and accept what life gives you. Keep your feet on the ground. Ah, do you have some wish or desire that you don't admit to? Say this to yourself: I am a vital, joyful, and grounded person. I enjoy my sexuality. Now, whether my problems are real or imagined, I can handle them realistically and with good humor. I am the captain of my ship. Now, sitting above that is this energy, which I recognize. I recognize it because I know what these planets are doing. And this is Jupiter, the great benefic, the great bringer of good luck, success, and fortune. And it's in the second decan of Leo, the 3rd of August to the 12th of August. Well, Jupiter is all about love, expansion, and philosophy, and this combines with the creativity of Leo. And so you have success in achieving your goals. Now, Leo is also ruled by the sun, and the sun represents a turning point for you. And in fact, the sun here as a turning point is saying, I am going to illuminate your path forward to victory. And with the sun and the number 6 here, I also have a great association with Christ consciousness, with Krishna consciousness, with Vishnu consciousness, and the consciousness of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when he received the Quran from the Archangel Jibreel, or Gabriel as most people know him. Now, it's in Leo, the Jupiter, so Leo is going to give you confidence and creativity. And Jupiter, of course, is going to give you expansiveness and allow you to develop. The number 6 here is also about transition, movement, balance, solutions, and harmony. So I think what we have here for you is victory, success, great clarity. It's a breakthrough of a kind. And you'll be feeling inspired to continue on. And you might well be getting recognition from other people, I think, and you are going to quite like being in the spotlight, I think. Yes, I think you are. See, Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, is tying itself with the creativity of Leo. So all your goals will be easily reached, but you know that the victory should not be achieved at the expense of others, unfairly, that is, or unfairly or unjustly set competitors at a disadvantage. The struggle must be won by fair means. So I think there's also here a victory over past troubles and thoughts. Now, although you remember them, you've defeated them, they are buried in the cemetery, you've accepted that they did happen, it has happened, not that it was right to have happened or that it should have happened, but that it has happened. And you're not going to the cemetery to visit them anywhere. All is well now. You've worked hard to get here. You'll have high self-confidence, so go forward and set new goals and improve your learning, which is a Leo aspect, and improve your learning and understanding of things, which is a Jupiter aspect. So what are you planning to do? This moment promises success. What do you really want to achieve? And what does victory mean for you? Say to yourself, I am now ready to enjoy success in my life. Every event in my life brings me closer to my final goal, and my victory brings benefits to all involved. And I think I feel Jupiter here as well somewhere, and in a sense we've got the best till last. This is also Jupiter. This is Jupiter this time in the second decan of Pisces, 1st to the 9th of March. Now, interestingly, Jupiter rules Pisces, so that's a very good combination that's there. And Jupiter's philosophical approach, well, it aligns well with Pisces spirituality. And as I mentioned, Jupiter brings good luck and happiness. And Jupiter's softer concerns, such as care, compassion, and the spiritual life, they are beautifully expressed through sensitive Pisces. There's an enormous capacity to love that's here at the moment. And although, as is so often the case with this gift, this is often hard won through difficult times in the past, isn't it? But this is wishes granted. It's abundance. It's reward for your efforts. It's a bright future. Jupiter and Pisces, if I were to sum it up, it's bliss, overflowing love, deep joy, blessings. Now, this energy brings you and pushes you along the path of good fortune, happiness, and well-being. You are, at a deeper level, experiencing the inner wealth of true self-love, discovering that holy grail within you. Your heart chakra is opening and radiating out unconditional love from the divine, showering boundless love that is streaming magically on everything that you create. Well, the key to this energy is living and practicing the universal law of giving and receiving. You know what I mean there? And the gift of this card is boundless love and abundance. This moment is filled with harmony and inner joy. Open yourself up to it totally and don't miss out. Where do you seek and where do you find true happiness? Say to yourself, happiness is my natural condition. Well, what a great set of cards for you. Didn't you do well? Good job.
I've got to say, I loved spending that time with you. I really did. And what a great month it looks like it's going to be for you. A few ups, a few downs, but very much on the positive side altogether, I think. That's what's going on with you. And don't you deserve it? I think you do. It really is time for you to have some good times, aren't it? Now, look, if you did enjoy the reading, would you do me this favor? And it's all I ask, that on the way out, please hit the like button, or do it now if you would. It's good for the computer or YouTube, whatever it may be. And unless you contact me privately, I'll see you again next month. And until then, remember one thing, though, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.